Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
Happy Moon Festival.
Happy Moon Festival. Tasty cigars.
They're coffee flavored.
Oh, yeah?
Welcome back to Runner's Garden. Hey, I'm Jay, and I make videos about traditional Chinese characters in the Pinyin system in alphabetical order. This time we're taking a look at Chang, Chang, and Chang. 14 characters. Let's go. Character number 1 is first tone Chang, one sun over a slightly larger yue, the speaking radical. In fact, the bottom radical used to be ko, and it morphed into yue during the Warring States period. I know, it just looks like another sun. 8 strokes, flourishing or prosperous. Examples: Chang Da or Chang Sheng, prosperous. This is more literary than spoken. It's used in a lot of place names in China. It can also be a surname. Let's take that component and add some radicals to it. If we add nu, as in nu sheng, woman, we do get the word for prostitute, chang ji. Smallest front yard I've ever seen. They keep it nice. We can make 2 more with that initial component. If we swap out the nu or woman radical for ren, the person radical, we get chang, 4th tone. Chang dao is to propose or initiate. Chang dao zhe, an advocate or proponent. Rest in peace, Jane Goodall. I actually met her back in my university days when I worked for the programming board. I met her backstage before she gave a speech. She was a primatologist and was an advocate for environmental protection and animal sanctuaries. Finally, swapping the left side radical out for a ko or mouth radical, you get chang, 4th tone again, as in 唱歌. 你要唱歌吗？
我？
对，
唱什么歌？
Just about to call up the theater, and I heard this woman singing a song.
合唱 is chorus. Let's do some second tones. Chang, chang is one of the 常常看到的字. It means often. 常见 is to see something often. This is what we got up top according to my mythical app. The first 5 strokes. Again, you can see the mouth radical and jean or the cloth radical, but I see it as a Viking man flexing. He's kind of skinny though. You see the horned helmet on top? If you don't like Vikings, how about a samurai? Representing Moon Festival. Stick around to the end of this video and you'll see a related character. We just have to change the front. If you're digging the vibe, please like and subscribe. More characters coming up. Also, second tone, Chang, is long. Changcheng is the Great Wall of China. And the river, Changjiang, Changzhou, a long time. Changshou, oxymoron, wouldn't you say? Cigarette brand, very famous in Taiwan. I think it got its patent in like 1959. Or trademark, I should say. Check out this vintage package. You can see the ancient script of Chang, 2nd tone on the left there. Changshou, not to be confused with Changxiu, long sleeves. I should point out that Chang can be zhang, as in 长大, to grow up. Here is
长者
zhang zhe, senior citizen. This says 65 years or older. With the heart radical in front of 2nd tone Chang, it becomes Chang, 4th tone. Chang ran is disappointed. The frequency number is 2945, but hey, let's remember it. Let's go back to our original component, Chang, 2nd tone, which means long, and that looks like a Long Island iced tea. The top is kind of a reversed snout radical, but maybe you can think of it as a 4-tooth comb. And on the bottom, it looks very similar to the character for clothing. Maybe you can think of combing your mink coat or your fur coat, the long one. Another second tone chang is the word for intestines, large or small. On the left, you have the meat radical, which in simplified is the month radical. Looks almost the same. On the right, you have a component where we can make another chang, but there is a sun radical again on the top and a line and then u or mo, which means no. I think it looks like a skinny dog. Shang chang is sausage. Here's a sausage. Changing the meat or month radical on the left to tu or the earth, dirt radical, you get third tone chang. Here we have an yundong chang, a sports field. An area for purpose is changdi. Shihua. This area is really wet, so don't go through it. There's a man on a stage. We are now at Zhang Arts Senior High School. It's been a while I haven't shown the ostrich eggs. This is kind of a shichang or market.
Those are big eggs.
They're ostrich eggs. You never saw those before? That's one of the famous things up here.
Have you ever eaten it?
No. I wonder how big the yolk is. This can be another one of our gig areas.
Or what areas?
Oh yeah, gig.
If we can compete with that, compete with her. She's gonna blow us away, literally. I wonder if you need like a permit.
He got several runs.
You got a home run.
Yeah, and there was somebody on base too. Chang. There's another game going on. This is the first time I've seen like a field right next to another field.
It's huge. This place is huge.
超级市场, supermarket. Speaking of things to eat, here's another character for us, also second tone. 尝试 is to try something. You can see yet again a sun radical on the bottom. There's also a little spoon component there, right? The spoon is under the mouth. Perfect. There's a coal in there which can remind us that it can be taste to put something in your mouth. The top, I kind of feel like it's a light bulb going off in somebody's head, like when you experience something for the first time and you're like, wow. That's what it looks like to me on top. If you want, you could stick with the Viking or the samurai helmet. I just explained that character from bottom to top, but it should be written from top to bottom. Start with the light bulb light rays, or the helmet if you prefer. Then a smaller mouth radical, ko. The bottom component, zhi, is made up of bi, spoon, and ri, day or sun. Side note, zhi means purpose or aim. Hopefully we won't have to be spoon-fed, but let's let this character remind us that we can try something new every single day. That's my motivation for you. Checks in the mail. This chang, second tone, means to pay somebody back. And on the left, of course, we have ren or person. People pay other people. Same top components as the taste character that we just went over. And the money component, bei, shellfish, money radical. That bottom part is a signific component, and the top is a phonetic component. Example, chang huan, to pay back, or pei chang. For example, A compensates B for something. Third tone, chang, means open or uncovered. This one is not chang, but it's very similar. Do you remember when I did my video on fourth tone B? There were several characters with this component. The right half is pu, rap or tap, and I described the left side as bees scattering away if tapped by someone on the hive. This one also has pu, to rap or tap on the right side. The left side is shang, still, yet, or to value. but we can still think of the last two bees flying out of a hive, which is now empty because it's uncovered. We start off the same way on top as we did with the character for taste and the character for payback. But then there is a zhang with a mouth inside. To the right of that is pu, the character to rap or tap. As I mentioned, Chang kai xin shong, open your heart. Quan Chang has the meaning of spacious or roomy. And then if we add a roof on top of that, actually the component for wide, guang, we get Chang as in gong chang or factory. The guang radical serves to exemplify that factories are wide open spaces, and then they're filled with machinery, of course, operated by workers who are busy as bees. Chang, fourth tone, means smooth, unimpeded, free, uninhibited. Perhaps one of the most common examples is Chang Kwai, which means carefree. I'll use the Viking picture again. He looks pretty carefree with that free-flowing beard. The left component is Shen, which means to apply or make a bid for. Pretty common. The right component is yang, second tone, sun over one over wu, which means no. That yang component is actually what the Western world says is yang in yin and yang, the male positivity side of yin and yang. I sincerely hope that whatever you apply for gets you a positive result and all goes smoothly. Chang tan, talk freely and to one's heart's content. Since it is Moon Festival in Taiwan, I'll leave you with this bonus character, second tone Chang, as in Chang'e, the goddess of the moon in Chinese mythology. Let's let my wife explain. Can you tell me the Chang'e story really quick?
Chang'e,
She's goddess of the moon, right?
right, long time ago. Once upon a time, there were 9 suns in the sky, and they were supposed to take turns coming out, like one a day. But these 9 sons are brothers, and one day they just kind of decided, why don't we just go out all together? We can have fun together. So suddenly there were 9 suns in the sky, and then people were suffering because too much heat, and also they couldn't plant their crops. The king, I think, at that time, his name was Ho Yi, and then he went, no problem, I'll come out and solve the problem. And then he had some kind of special bows and arrows.
Oh, he's an archer.
Right.
Okay.
And then he shot down 8 suns.
What does this have to do with the moon goddess? Chang'e.
The thing is, that's Ho Yi and Chang'e, they're together.
Oh!
8 suns were shot down.
Right.
And so Ho Yi became, or he was, I don't remember, the emperor. Anyway, and then he started to try to find some kind of medicine for him to live forever.
Oh, right.
And then, before that, Chang'e married him. That
Okay, that's very important. Okay.
Right. And then so Ho Yi started to look for medicine like that. And then he got it.
Okay, it's dark because the mythical Ho Yi emperor shot out the suns. And then, and then there was an elixir.
Chang'e married Ho Yi.
Over time, Ho Yi became a ruthless emperor. He was also becoming very greedy. He found that there was an elixir that could allow him to live forever. His wife started to be concerned that he would just rule the people forever in a ruthless way. So instead of him getting the elixir, she took it first and drank it, and suddenly she started to feel very light and flew all the way up to the moon. These are the kind of stories they talk about during Moon Festival.
Some coffee egg rolls.
Oh, they have individual.
Yeah, individual bags, and yeah, because the moon festival is coming.
Yeah, my wife picked them out. I didn't know what was inside.
You got a little moon there and a couple of rabbits rowing a boat. Right? It's very pretty. Thank you.
Welcome. Happy birthday. 烤肉
对
Not really popcorn, not meat.
对对对，我就是拿来烤 popcorn。嗯，好，
We have another method.
这样。我觉得烤肉酱口感是这样的。
Here's Chef Baba.
对。